Welcome back. CBI is working to identify more than 20 people whose bodies were improperly stored in a mortuary in Pueblo. It's privately owned by County Coroner Brian Cotter. State inspectors discovered the bodies in a secret room at Davis Mortuary on Wednesday. CBI still doesn't know how many bodies, only that there were more than 20. It says all of them were respectfully removed over the weekend. The agency is now working to identify them using dental records, fingerprints, and DNA samples. It set up a victim assistance line for people who believe their loved ones could be involved. Joining us this morning to discuss this investigation is our 9 News legal expert, Whitney Traylor. Thanks for calling into us this morning.
I know it's reminding me of the pandemic, but it's good to be here via Zoom.
Yes, I'm glad we could get you on Zoom. So first, tell us a little bit about this investigation. Is it a criminal investigation?
Well, interestingly, it started off as really a civil investigation as they went in and did just kind of a standard investigation into this mortuary. But now, once they found these various bodies in various stages, it has now become a criminal investigation, and it's being conducted by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, Pueblo County Sheriff, and the Pueblo Police Department. So. Yeah, it's a criminal investigation right now, although there have been no arrests or charges as of this point.
Well, that's a really interesting conversation, too. So is this matter complicated because it involves the coroner?
Yes, it is. It is complicated because this is a duly elected coroner in Pueblo County. And so this particular facility he owned with his brother. So it does make it difficult because this is something normally the coroner would actually get involved in. And so they've brought in, I think, coroners from Fremont County and one other county to help sort of sort it all out.
This is interesting because, as you mentioned, this coroner is elected. The governor has called for his immediate resignation. Can he even be removed?
I don't think so. I think the only way he's going to be able to be removed is a recall by the voters. So I know there is going to be some pressure probably from the county commissioners and others. The governor, as you just mentioned, put some pressure on him to resign. I suspect he probably would, but really technically it's by law only a recall of the voters. And so right now it is the Fremont and El Paso County coroners who've stepped in to assist Pueblo County with the investigation. So it'll be, and it was interesting because he has his official duties as the coroner, but then he had this funeral home on the side that he was running with his brother.
I feel like we've heard so many of these stories in recent years. It is really, really unfortunate. So Colorado was one of the last states to regulate the funeral industry, but this investigation was actually a result of new laws that were passed last year. So tell us about those.
Yes, Corey, this was really quite bizarre what's been happening over the past few years. And Colorado actually did have regulation up until 1983, and then they pushed to deregulate. And then Colorado was the only state that didn't regulate this industry. And a lot of people may say, well, the government's in our business and that kind of thing. But we've seen, as you mentioned, the last 3, 4, 5 years, just absolute extreme and egregious scenarios that involved these funeral directors. And so there were a number of laws that were passed, I think starting in 2022, but there were 3 that went into effect last year. And really it's about regulating these funeral directors. And for folks who may think, well, there's not much to it, there is so much science to it. There's an academic side, knowing how to embalm and how to deal with these bodies, these corpses. And then, of course, the emotional side for consoling loved ones and things like that. So some of the new laws require funeral directors, morticians, embalmers to have a professional mortuary science degree. They have to pass a national board exam, complete a 1-year apprenticeship, pass a criminal background check, and then the state also assigned 2 full-time employees to do these inspections. So and of course, if you have a number of years, some of those requirements you don't have to completely comply with if you've been in the industry for years and years. But I think this was way overdue. And we just heard, we reported on story after story of just these really horrific situations that led the legislature to promptly pass these laws.
Yeah, so many people think these regulations, like you said, were long overdue, and these stories are really heartbreaking for the families that are involved as well. So we will see what happens here. We'll see what happens with the coroner. Whitney, as always, thanks so much for joining us.
Sure, good to be here. Have a good day, everybody.